Hi, Harriet. Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Audible? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. You can.
Right, I'm waiting for more people to join. This was just for one time that we had changed the timing, so I think there are still more people who are going to join a bit later. Meanwhile, how are you? How's everything? How was the week?
Oh, it's a long weekend. Going well.
Right. And how's the preparation going for CELPIP?
uh, Actually trying to deal with the reading, sorry, listening. Fourth. Like I need some help with the part four listening because I
Listening
feel like
part four? Okay.
yeah, I feel like I'm doing it in a different. I need to follow up with a different strategy for that.
Part four. We can try that. We can start the session with listening part four. Again, I'm waiting for more people to join. But hi, Patrick. Are you able to communicate? Are you able to participate? You can type in the chat box if not. Okay. So let's wait 2 more minutes for that. Hi, Linda. How are you?
I'm good.
How's it going? How's the preparation going for CELPIP?
Fine so far.
That's good to know. Is this your first time joining the grammar session?
The gram, is it the reading one?
I mean, it's everything. This is basically called the
No,
grammar
this is my
sessions.
second time. This is my second time.
Well, good to have you again. So let me break down the agenda. We're going to start with the basic Q&A session. Feel free to ask me any questions regarding CELPIP. And after that, we're going to move ahead with the grammar part of it, right? Okay, so as Harriet has mentioned, we're going to start with listening, listening strategies, basically. Part four.
Four and
Again,
six
let's
are
wait a
like
few.
same, right? Sorry.
Come
Four
again?
and so four and six have the same strategy.
One and
I
six are the same?
no, like it's like so the last part and like the way we need to have the notes. So it's different from different parts, right? So without
Eh,
writing the whole thing, like do we have any other strategies to follow?
For part four, I would suggest writing. You can, you know what, you can comprehend or you can focus on just listening to it intently and then remembering or memorizing the basic details. But I would suggest for specific details, you do need to take notes.
Okay.
Let's have a look as to how can we do that. Okay, give me a
Okay.
second while I pull up a document. How are you, Aman? How's everything?
Good ma'am. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. So, Aman, you and Harriet, you've been joining for a long time. Have you booked your self-pip yet?
I booked for this month and
March.
Ah, good luck. Good luck to both of you.
yeah.
All right. Hi, Adiola. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you, Mano.
You can call me Zia.
Okay, how are you too?
Okay. All right. So we're going to start this session with listening specifically listening part four, and have like let's have a look as to what are the strategies that we can use or note taking strategy. So to start with,
Sorry,
wait, I think
Mano.
we've
I'm
done
on
this
my
one.
way home. I'll join back. I'm trying to take the bus. I'll join when I get home.
Sure, sure, sure. Take your time. No worries. Okay, to start with, Harriet, how do you currently take notes? Like, what are you
So
focusing on?
first, what I'm doing is like divide into like three. If they're like how many according to the number of people who is going to speak with the with like we can hear if
I
there are
think you're
two
talking
people.
about task five. Are you
Um,
talking about task five? Because you see,
um,
let me tell you the difference. In task 4, there's a news item. Only one person will be narrating a news item. You'd be listening to that and answering the questions. There are 5 at the end in total. And then part 5 is where you're going to watch a video in which there would be 3 people having a
no, no,
discussion.
I'm talking about the news, that news article that going
Part 4,
to,
okay.
yes, yes. So
Okay.
it's like I feel like it's different because sometimes there are like a lot of scientific and I don't know, it's like it's difficult me to uh focus, and it's like when there is something I don't know, like let's say a definition I don't know, but I'm trying to matching it, and then it's too, I mean, too speed for me, I think.
Too quick,
So so
too
when the
fast.
yes, so too fast. So it's like it's hard me to grab what is inside with that news. When like a lot of let's say like three people speaking, sometimes two, right? Sometimes I can hear three people.
In news, no, no, no. So see, in news item, it's only going to be one person, always, no
It's
exception.
like reading it, and like they are explaining about something, right?
Uh,
I
part
had a
four?
yeah, like they are like
No, it's
saying
only
they have found these scientific things, and
yes, yes. They might be explaining. It might be technical, all true, but only one person will be talking.
oh, okay, okay.
Okay, let's have a look at the note-taking strategy. Now, you mentioned that first you try to listen to the different perspectives. I think you mentioned what are they talking about and what not, right? Before I go ahead with it, Aman and Anulia, what about you guys? Adiola, how's your strategy for listening part 4? Or how do
Um,
you listen to it?
Listening part 4, I think that's only one person, right? Speaking. It's only
Yes,
one.
only one
Yeah.
person will be.
So
Yes.
for me, I just listen to it and I note uh specific details. I note
Mm-hmm.
some of the details. Whatever I hear, I just jot it down. That's the way I write it. If a name is mentioned, I will write the name and write whatever is said about the name in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I
Mm-hmm.
do part 4. And I think part 6 is also like that, right? One
Yeah,
person
same thing
speaking.
as part six. That's
Part
true.
6 is also like that.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so it, like what you have mentioned, that works totally fine. Let's talk about first the structure of the audio, and then let's talk about note taking. Because again, when the audio starts playing, you don't have to just blindly take notes, whatever is being talked about. Instead, understand how the structure would come to you. So note taking, for example, let's say that you're listening to a news item on the TV, on the TV. It's not related to CELPIP. What exactly do you listen for? You listen for what happened and where did it happen and who did it happen to, or who made it happen. You listen to those specific details. So in news, like listening to news item, you would be listening to the same things, to the same details: who, what, where, why, and when. Okay, you don't have to necessarily make columns like this. For example, who, what, where, why, and when. You don't have to make columns because that can get pretty confusing, because as the audio is playing, you can't exactly look in your notes where are you supposed to put in what information. It would almost seem like a jigsaw puzzle. So instead of doing that, you can take notes in simple form as the audio is progressing. For example, first they talk about what, so put that down. Where, when, how many people were involved. So you can take notes like that. Firstly. Secondly, also you're going to focus on the end of the audio, because one of the question could ask that how did the news item end? Did it end with a much bigger problem? Did it end with a resolution and everything was sorted? Did it end with a few instructions? Did it end with a regret? Okay, or similar options. So how did it end? What was the end of the news? This is also what you're listening for. And apart from that, amongst the what, where, why, when, and how, you're also listening for some facts. And according to those facts, what are the predictions? Predictions that you would be able to call. For example, if this thing happened, what would be the next step? So that's a prediction that could be turned into a question. Then you're also listening for the feelings of the other person, emotions of the people. Now, let's have a look at this audio. Okay, I don't think we have heard this one before. So for now, let's not take any notes. This is for you to understand the structure of part 4. Note taking or what to take notes of, let's discuss this a bit later. So for now, let's just listen. I'm going to pause a lot in between, so just be ready.
Okay.
7-year-old Dustin Sanoval got both a scolding and a hero's applause earlier this week when his mischievous antics led him to save another child's life. Dustin,
Okay, so this was the main idea. Now, a very long sentence, a lot of different words used, but what do you think is the main idea?
It's about a kid who have done something mistakenly, but saved some
Like he
one.
got scolded. Dustin got
He
scolded.
got scolded.
He's a
Okay,
7 year
so
old.
7-year-old is something that you don't necessarily have to write. The
Yes.
question is not going to be as simple as that. You can just remember that he was young,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Okay,
Young.
so he got scolded. That's the main idea. So we're listening to a news item about Dustin who got scolded. And you're okay. What are we going to write in the notes? Again, let's check for that later. We got the answer of what happened. Now let's listen to the other details of. We also got the answer of who. So let's also listen to the details of where, when, and how.
applause earlier this week when his mischievous antics led him to save another child's life. Dustin, who loves leaving prank messages on his home answering machine, pocketed his mother's cell phone without her knowledge and went to play at the park in their townhouse complex. He
So basically, what happened over here?
His mischievous activities, like he take his mother phone and prank with other people by texting.
By texting. So one day he just took his mother's cell phone. He pocketed the mother's cell phone, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
intended to
Had
make another
some.
prank call while his mother was gardening in the yard. This time, however, Dustin's antics saved the day. In the park, he saw a child lying on the ground unconscious. Dustin immediately called 911 with his mother's cell phone, and an ambulance arrived within minutes. Paramedics discovered that the 9-year-old victim, James Song, had been stung by a bee and needed treatment for anaphylaxis, a potentially fatal allergic reaction. The boy recovered quickly in the hospital. Dustin's mother was exasperated to discover her son had taken her phone and sternly warned him not to do so again. However, she was happy to learn something positive came out of it. James's father presented Dustin with a cell phone as a thank you for saving his son. Since the incident, Dustin's mother hasn't received any more prank calls.
Okay, so a few things. It was very clear as to what happened right after he took the mother's phone. It was very easy to remember as well. But remember, you're listening for facts, predictions, and emotions. How did the mother feel about it? So, how do you think? How did the mother feel?
Uh, in the like at the end, she feel positive. But
So first, she said there were two emotions. First, she felt exasperated, but because the person saved a child's life, she felt relieved. So two emotions. What are the other emotions involved so far?
Positive with positive. Father gave a phone.
like a positive thing, it like because he saved a child life, a 9 year old.
Exhausting, positive, relieved. Uh, yeah, that's all I
Okay.
know.
Okay, so let's understand as to what would be the note-taking strategy, because again, this was very fast, right? It is supposed to go
Mm.
as fast. Good thing about it is that while it is fast, it's also small, sorry, short, right? It's not going to be as long as 2 minutes or 3 minutes or anything like that, but rather 1 minute, 1.25 minutes. So let's have a look as to what to take notes of and how to take notes when it is this fast. What are the keywords? Hmm. Okay, so let's listen to this. I would want you to just observe the note taking strategy.
7-year-old Dustin Sanoval got both a scolding and a hero's applause earlier this week when his mischievous antics led him to save another child's life. Dustin, who loves leaving prank messages on his home answering machine, pocketed his mother's cell phone without her knowledge and went to play at the park in their townhouse complex. He intended to make another prank call while his mother was gardening in the yard. This time, however, Dustin's antics saved the day. In the park, he saw a child lying on the ground unconscious. Dustin immediately called 911 with his mother's cell phone, and an ambulance arrived within minutes. Paramedics discovered that the 9-year-old victim, James Song, had been stung by a bee and needed treatment for anaphylaxis, a potentially fatal allergic reaction. The boy recovered quickly in the hospital. Dustin's mother was exasperated to discover her son had taken her phone and sternly warned him not to do so again. However, she was happy to learn something positive came out of it. James's father presented Dustin with a cell phone as a thank you for saving his son. Since the incident, Dustin's mother hasn't received any more prank calls.
No more prank calls. So this is how it ended. Now let's see, right? 7-year-old, I didn't write the name Dustin because again, since the whole audio was revolving around Dustin, it wouldn't make sense for me to, go ahead and write the name. Scolding and applause. Two things were shared, that he received a scolding yet also applause by saving a child's life. So in the whole of the sentence, only 1, 2, 3, 4 details, right? As short as this. Now then comes the why or how. Mom's phone. He would take it to the complex. This time, when he was in the park, he saw a kid lying down. Now, a kid lying down, you could write it, but if you feel like you do not have the time to do so, do not get stuck in your mind thinking, should I write it or should I not? Because the audio would keep on moving, and that would make you very overwhelmed. That, oh shit, I missed a key point, and then you're not going to take any better notes for the rest of the audio. So don't do that. If you miss a detail, it's fine. For now, move on and take the notes that you can. Chances are, if you're lucky, that would not be even turned into a question. So don't worry about it if you miss some keyword, or you miss some information that you could have written. So park, he called 911, an ambulance arrived within minutes. Then I don't remember the name of the kid, but I wrote JS because again, I won't be asked the name of the kid. Who was the kid, that was saved? So it was something JS. He was stung by bees, and then anaphylaxis, I think. I am not sure of the spelling. I am not sure of the word. It comes from a medical term, but I wrote something similar. Whatever I think would be the spelling, anaphylaxis. Then he was recovering in the hospital. The mother was exasperated and happy. Exasperated, let's say that you don't know the meaning. So focus on the intonation. The mother was exasperated when it happened. So it doesn't sound like too happy, but rather worried, right? Or anxious, maybe. But apart from that, she was happy that something good came out of it. Then we have thank you phone. So Jamie Lee's father gave him a thank you, a phone as a thank you, and then we have no more prank calls. So this is how the notes would come together. Now okay, so basically what was the task over here? How to take notes. Because again, the information is too much. It is too fast. You can get overwhelmed easily that, oh, I missed a lot of details. So don't worry about that. Write one keyword from every dialogue. at least. Okay. Now let's have a look at the keyword, at the questions. So, how would you answer the first one?
Dustin's mother was.
So it's D.
Frustrated with Dustin.
Dustin. Okay, do we have the same answer from everyone? Like why D?
Oh,
Yes.
because she was initially she was frustrated, but later on she got to know that okay, he saved a child life. But initially during
Exactly.
the prank call, she was frustrated.
Exactly. Okay. And even if you could say that, oh, she was delighted by Destiny because at the end she thought that she was happy, delighted and happy are not exactly the same. Also, in that case as well, she was not delighted because of by Dustin, but rather because of what happened. So very minute detail. Relieved to get her phone was never one of the, like, it's never the answer. Annoyed with James. Why would she be annoyed with James? So do not get the names confused. We are talking about Dustin. Okay. Oh, wait. Dustin took the phone in order to.
So
Play,
play
play a trick.
Perfect. Why not D?
like
It was a. It was not in initially. He took the phone.
Exactly. Okay. And then third one.
uh,
His
it's D.
found someone. No, his friend was. His friend was
Had a third reason.
glad he found someone in danger.
He found someone in danger. We don't know if James was the friend. He just saw a kid lying on the ground, right? Oh, no,
Mm-hmm.
no, no. He saw. Okay. Did you say C or D?
Friend. Allergic
D. I
reactions.
said D.
Mm.
D.
A
Yes,
child.
D. He found someone in danger. He saw an accident occur. No. So it wasn't an accident. He was just like he looked at the kid who was lying down. Very uh, minute detail again. He had an allergic reaction. No, do not get confused because of the same keyword allergic reaction. It was not him, Dustin, who got the reaction. Okay, and then the fourth one,
Uh,
B.
B.
B, perfect. And then lastly, fifth one,
He nearly died in the
He nearly died in the playground. B.
B.
nearly died in the playground.
Mhm.
Okay, so again, let's have a look at the questions. First thing, emotions, right? How did the mother feel about Dustin? Second thing, specific detail, what? That answers the question what, I mean, or what or how, basically. Again, we have what or how of the main idea. Then we have another specific detail. Afterwards, what happened? By the end, this piece of information was shared, right? That he got a gift. So, how did the audio end? And lastly, an overall or main idea question, that how was, like, what happened with James actually. Okay, now let's try one more, but this time I would let you guys take the notes similarly to what we have done.
Okay.
Mm, okay, so let's do this one. I hope you have your pens and papers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's listen to this one.
Sharon Smith, head librarian at Rickman Public Library, has reported that the library's grant from the government will not be renewed for the coming year. Consequently, the library will start charging patrons for computer time, the amount not yet decided upon. Furthermore, she reports, although patrons may continue to make special requests for books not available at the library, there will be a $5 fee for books available elsewhere in the region. The fee for books outside the region will increase from $5 to $10. Lastly, residents will have to pay a small annual membership fee. Up to now, only non-residents have had to pay for membership privileges. Smith said that they regret doing this, but they're just trying to keep the library open. Today, she learned that the province is providing grants for recreation instead of libraries. While conceding that recreation is important, Smith was upset that the government is funding costly football leagues instead of the cheaper soccer games. She explained that not only are the equipment expenses less for soccer, but it's also more inclusive because there are girls' teams and boys' teams and leagues for all ages.
Okay, so before we head to the questions, can anyone tell me what is the main idea over here? Like, what is the news about?
Government funding for the public libraries. Uh, there was an issue, and they need to increase their funding through the members, and not happy about government funding providing for the football leagues by the government, like promises.
All right,
No, 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 not
perfect.
the province. The government is funding for the football, soccer, which is inclusive, without giving to the libraries.
Okay, let's have a look at the questions. So, how would you answer question number 1?
Okay. The public.
Yes, Amandeep, Adiola, and Elia. Yes, Harith?
Uh, I think cost nothing for the public. I didn't wrote it actually.
You didn't write it?
I have P and P
It
slash
is
L government, not computers, not charging. I think not charging computers.
okay. Aman, what do you think? Aman, Adiola, and Elia?
I will
Think
go
it
for
will
D.
cost nothing too. Because I had somewhere where they mentioned no amount, something like that, but I did not really hear completely.
Can't remember.
It is actually A. It costs nothing for the public. Okay, that is like infant space because this is what the whole news is about. Now there will be a fee. So previously, library computers costed nothing for the public. Okay, then question number 2.
Smith called pressed. Mm,
I think it's B.
inform the public of some changes.
Right. It is B. Okay, and then the third one.
Mm, maybe requested. D.
Right. Okay, do we have similar answers for everyone else?
I'm not sure.
It is D. It is D. Okay, Harrods, why D?
Because they were telling about a fee, like earlier it was 5 when you took a book from outside of the libraries, and they're gonna charge it for 10. So which means like they can request for the library to bring back that book, I think.
Yes, so that they may be requested. Okay. And then fourth one.
Is it A?
Okay.
It is A. The library to remain in business. And then fifth.
Is a poor one.
The poor one.
C.
See?
Yes. Okay, so again, in this part or in this audio, there was a lot of information and the information was spoken very fast. But what to take notes of, as I've mentioned earlier, is very clear. Try to take notes of at least like one keyword from every dialogue, but focusing on the emotions of the speaker, the emotions of what, where, why, when, and how, and then at the very end, focus on the resolution as well, that how did the audio end. Okay, so we have the time. Should we go ahead with part 5 and part 6 as well? Note taking strategies for part 5 and
Yes.
part 6, or that's it?
Yes.
Yes. Let's do the 5. 6 is same, right?
6 is this similar, not the same, but similarly, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Part 5 is again a video in which you will watch a discussion among 3 employees. There are 2 men and 1 woman. They are meeting to discuss a change at work. A few things that we need to understand about part 5. Again, first, let's have a look at the structure, what to expect from the text, right, from the audio. First, the main idea question. How many or how to express the main idea? There are different ways. Firstly, you could have people talking about a problem. And remember, if they're talking about a problem, the supporting details or the questions would be about the different solutions that people would give about that problem. Let's say the main idea is about a choice. They have 2 options to choose from, and then what are you going to listen to for the specific detail are the point of views of the other people participating in the discussion, brainstorming majorly. So one of the questions would be like, what are the speakers doing in the audio? Are they finding solutions? Are they debating? Are they discussing? Are they brainstorming? So how to match one word with what the people are doing, that is what you need to understand. Okay, so how is brainstorming? How would brainstorming work if they have 2 options that they need to choose from? That okay, should we go along with this? Should we go along with that? So they would be brainstorming and giving advantages and disadvantages of the both options. If they have a problem, then they will be trying to give solutions. You will note down the solution that each person gave. Okay, so the man in the yellow shirt gave this solution. The man in the blue shirt disagreed with this person's solution and then gave a new suggestion. And then let's say the women agreed with this person's solution. So at the end, they're going to do this. So this is how it would be structured. Let's say that they are debating a discussion. So how would debating work? Debating is very similar to discussion, okay, but the language would be a bit more stronger. That no, I don't agree with you, I think we should do this. No, I don't agree with this idea because it's not as reliable, so let's do this. So that would be debating, where they are, discussing that which idea is better and which one is not. Okay, that is the first question type that you're going to have, main idea. And then the rest of the questions majorly will ask that, okay, what did this person, the man in the red shirt, the man in the blue shirt, say about this thing? So specific details of how do the people feel. That's the second thing. Who agrees with who and who disagrees with who again. Then the last thing would be feelings and emotions of people, inference-based questions. And then lastly, how does it end? What are they finally going to do at the end? So let's do a similar thing over here. Let's first listen to the audio and let's not worry about note taking. Let's take notes up, after we're done from here. So let us first understand the structure of the audio. Again, I'll pause a lot in the middle.
You will watch a discussion among 3 employees. There are 2 men and 1 woman. They are meeting to discuss a change at work. This is Edward. This is Ted. This is Claire.
So as you've likely heard, the company's purchased a new
Okay, so how are we going to start our notes? We've got Edward in the middle, Ted over here, and then Claire. For Claire, we're just going to write CL. For Edward, we can just write ED, and for Ted, we can write TD. Okay. Also remember, if you can write them down, so very quickly just write down the name, the color of the shirt. He's wearing blue, he's wearing gray. You don't need to do the same for the women because there's just one woman. We do this for when we have 2 genders in the same audio. Okay, and they are discussing a change at work. A change at work could be literally anything. This doesn't give a lot away. It could be an announcement. It could be a problem. It could be a choice. So let's listen. Main idea, remember, will always be told at the very start. Oh, wait. Wait.
You will watch a discussion among 3 employees. There are 2 men and 1 woman. They are meeting to discuss a change at work. This is Edward. This is Ted. This is Claire.
So as you've likely heard, the company's purchased a new software program to manage the client database. Now this means we're going to have to retrain all the sales representatives on how to use the new system.
Okay, so what's the main idea? What are they discussing?
They're going to change their software and they need to retrain all the sales reps.
That is the main idea. They're not going to do that. They have already done that, right? And the problem is that they need to train all the employees again. Okay.
That's the problem. Okay.
That's the main idea.
This is Ted. This is Claire.
So as you've likely heard, the company's purchased a new software program to manage the client database. Now this means we're going to have to retrain all the sales representatives on how to use the new system. I've called you here to discuss some effective yet inexpensive training options.
Okay, so what's the main idea? He has called them here to discuss some training options. So that means that they're going to now suggest what is the best way to train the employees. Right now, all 3 of these, one by one, will give their ideas. So what are we listening for? What is the idea from Ted? Who agrees and who disagrees and why? Okay, then let's say Claire disagrees with Ted. So why does she disagree? And then what idea does she give her own? So let's try and understand that.
Well, I know that the program comes with a user guide. One option would be to have the employees read the guide and try to figure it out on their own. It's definitely a cost-effective option.
I'm sorry, Ted, but that's...
Okay, so what is his idea? Only one word. What do you think is that word?
Read the user guide.
They read the guides and figure it out on their
User
own.
guide. Okay, so the main keyword would be user guide. Read it. That's influence, right? Also, one more thing that you can add, user guide, and at the end he said that that's certainly a cost-effective method. So you can draw a dollar and then put a tick mark that it doesn't cost much. So his idea is user guide, which is cost-effective. But she says that I don't think so. So she disagrees. So draw a connection line and then put a cross with Claire. Claire disagrees. Now let's listen to why.
sounds so tedious. I've seen that user guide and it is not short. It's certainly an inexpensive option, but probably not an effective one. I mean, what if...
Okay, so what is the disagreement? Why does she not agree?
It's a
Expensive.
long one and it's cost effective, but not
It's
effective.
expensive.
Okay, so it's not expensive, sure, but it's long, it's tedious. Tedious means tiring, but you're not going to write that. You can just write long and, yeah, tedious, boring. Okay.
people had questions about the information in the guide? What if they didn't even read it?
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be an appealing task. Yeah, I was just throwing it out there. How about holding a training workshop? That way people could attend in person and get hands-on experience.
Yeah, hands-on training.
Okay, so his second idea, again, Claire didn't give one. She just disagreed, and then Ted gave a second idea, which was, again, one word,
Hands-on.
Training workshop.
Hands-on training.
training option. Training, that would give them an experience of that hands-on training, means like, first-hand experience. So basically, training, and then let's see.
Is definitely effective.
Right.
Attend in person and get hands-on experience.
Yeah, hands-on training is definitely effective. I think the drawback there could be finding a time for the workshop amongst.
Right. So this person says that yes, it is effective, but then he mentions a drawback, which means that they're not going to go along with this option either, because there's a negative point. Now, what's the drawback? This is again something that you would write. So far, what we have written, main idea that he suggests that people have started using new database. We need to train employees for that. How? This person said user guide. This person said no, it's boring. Then this person said, what about training meeting? They could use hands-on experience. He says, so far what we have written, that's what I'm recapping. So this person says, no, yeah, it's a great idea, but the drawback.
Could be finding a time for the workshop amongst everybody's busy work schedules. And we have to hire a trainer. That could get tricky.
Well, actually,
So two things he mentioned. Time is, not very good, and they have to get a trainer.
I don't think we need to hire from outside. I know Paul in IT has a lot of experience using the program. We could ask him to deliver a workshop or two.
That would definitely save us from having to hire somebody. I learn best from interactive training workshops. I like that option the best so far.
Another
Okay, so with Ted, he says that, with the two options that the person in the gray mentioned, that, okay, there would be no time and they'd have to find a trainer. So he says that, oh, you don't have to hire one. Paul from IT. So only you're going to write Paul, IT, and that's it. And then switch back to Claire. She says, best, good idea so far. So that's it for the notes.
option I've been considering is an online training module. Now, that way we can ensure that everyone's completed the training and they could do it whenever they have time.
That sounds convenient, but kind of complicated.
So third opinion or third suggestion given by the man in gray, online. Okay, and that is all that you're going to write in your notes as well, online and then question mark, because he was asking, okay, what about online training?
That sounds convenient, but kind of complicated. I mean, we'd have to hire someone with computer skills to create the module. It might take a lot of time, but it could be easier than scheduling a bunch of workshop training sessions.
Okay, so what was the drawback to this part? Why don't you guys tell? What does Claire say about the online training?
Yeah, they have to hire someone
Okay
with
with it,
computer.
rather than doing a lot of workshops, she agrees to
So
go with the
basically,
online.
she says it's complicated. Complicated, but it would also complicated and also time taking, but better than arranging all the workshops.
Well, we've got three options, or actually two. I think we can rule out the first one. Why don't we send out a quick survey to the employees and get their feedback?
That sounds great. Ted, do you mind organizing that?
And so how did the audio end? They had a total of 3 to 4 solutions shared, and then Ted said that, okay, we have to rule out the first one, means they're not going to do the first option, which was, what was Ted's first opinion or suggestion? I kind of forgot about that.
User guide.
User
Yeah.
guide. So exactly, user guide is taken out, and now between the two, how are they going to select, or have they already selected what are they going to do?
Survey on employee survey.
Survey that Ted is going to take. Now let's try the note-taking strategy for this one. Now you see, understanding how the structure, how the audio structure would make it easier for you. So how is it structured? For the first few minutes, you're going to understand or listen for the main idea, and then you're going to listen for who is giving what suggestion, and that is it. Let's have a note. For example, let's try note taking from here. Give me a second. Okay, so let's try note taking from here.
You will watch a discussion among 3 employees. There are 2 men and 1 woman. They are meeting to discuss a change at work. This is Edward. This is Ted. This is Claire.
So as you've likely heard, the company's purchased a new software program to manage the client database. Now this means we're going to have to retrain all the sales representatives on how to use the new system. I've called you here to discuss some effective yet inexpensive training options.
Well, I know that the program comes with a user guide. One option would be to have the employees read the guide and try to figure it out on their own. It's definitely a cost-effective option.
I'm sorry, Ted, but that sounds so tedious. I've seen that user guide and it is not short. It's certainly an inexpensive option, but probably not an effective one. I mean, what if people had questions about the information in the guide? What if they didn't even read it?
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be an appealing task. Yeah, I was just throwing it out there. How about holding a training workshop? That way people could attend in person and get hands-on experience.
Yeah, hands-on training is definitely effective. I think the drawback there could be finding a time for the workshop amongst everybody's busy work schedules. And we have to hire a trainer. That could get tricky.
Well, actually, I don't think we need to hire from outside. I know Paul in IT has a lot of experience using the program. We could ask him to deliver a workshop or 2.
That would definitely save us from having to hire somebody. I learn best from interactive training workshops. I like that option the best so far.
Another option I've been considering is an online training module. Now, that way we can ensure that everyone's completed the training and they could do it whenever they have time.
That sounds convenient, but kind of complicated. I mean, we'd have to hire someone with computer skills to create the module. It might take a lot of time, but it could be easier than scheduling a bunch of workshop training sessions.
Well, we've got 3 options, or actually 2. I think we can rule out the first one. Why don't we send out a quick survey to the employees and get their feedback?
That sounds great. Ted, do you mind organizing that?
Okay, so let's have a look. How does it work? No, from here. So new software, database, client database specifically, but did not have the time, so shortened it to database, user system, effective and cost. I put a $sign that was just related to money, and basing it on inference-based money or $sign here would mean cost effective. So we are looking for training options. That's the main idea. So the first idea was given by user guide. It is money saving. She says it's tedious. It is cost saving. Oh my god, it is cost saving. But then she's mentioned about it's too long. He says that, yeah, I agree, it's too long. And then he gave the second idea of training workshop, to which this person says it is good. I put a tick mark. But because of time and trainer, it's not such a viable option. So this person says that, no, we don't have to worry about a trainer. Paul from IT can do a workshop. Then Claire says that, yes, I like the idea. Interactive learning is better. But then the man in the middle said about online. Like, what about online? Claire said it's convenient, but it's complicated. It would take too much time, but certainly it's easier than the workshops. To this, Ted replied that, okay, we have 2 options, which was the online one, and I think the IT workshop one. So we're going to get a survey and get feedback. So the man in the middle mentioned that, okay, Ted, why don't you organize it? So this is how the notes are going to look like. Every time in part 5, first the main idea, then suggestions, who agrees, who disagrees, and why, and then note down basically the suggestions given. Now let's have a look at the questions after that. Okay, so what is the purpose of the meeting?
I think it's hey.
Okay, do we
Brainstorm
have same answer? It is A, but why is it not D?
They are not evaluating this programming. They are like checking what are the options that they can give for the sales reps training, right?
But why not D? Because they were talking about how to learn about the software.
Oh, it's not for them. So it's for this training. How to give the training for about the software for
Exactly.
the.
Exactly. Okay. So this is like a trick option that most of the students get wrong. Okay, what about question number 2?
C.
C.
Private
Better
training
single.
That's it.
Okay. And then third one. What is Claire's concern about relying on the user manual? So this was the first idea, and why did Claire not like it?
B. Boring to read through. Tedious.
TDS, right? So boring to read through. Let's say that you do not know the meaning of TDS, so you don't know if it means boring. So you are going to do the elimination method. It may just be thrown out. She never mentioned about something that people are going to throw it out or people are not going to, read it. She did say that it is too long. Yeah, she also said that it is too long. Okay, so it may not be detailed enough. It's the opposite of what she said. She said it's too long. It is only available online. We never know. She never shared it with whether it was available online or offline. So this information is completely not given. So through elimination, it is B. Okay, and then question number 4.
Not the best idea.
Not the best idea because he was like, yeah, I know, I just threw it out there. So it is not his best idea. He also understood that it was not a very good idea about the user manual. Okay, Edward's main concern about training workshops. It was Ted's second idea.
C. They need someone qualified to lead the no training.
See, they okay. So D, a lot of people mistake it for D as well. Staff may not want to attend them. So the only difference that it's not D is because of this word want. He mentioned two things about this. At first, they need time. It's not going to match everyone's time. And the second was about, a trainer. So this, you could say that this was the time option, but it's not like anyone wants to attend them, but rather they can't. So if there was the word can't over here, then D might have been the answer. But since it's not, D is not the answer. It's not like people don't want to attend them. People can't, might not be able to. Company trainers are too busy to give the workshops. No, this is what they were discussing, that they would have to outsource a trainer. Their office does not have enough space to hold them, nothing about space. So yeah, they need someone qualified to lead them, which was the trainer. Okay, and then sixth one. What did the women say about this online module?
Complicated.
Why complicated? Because they would need a person to, make the whole software, write the software.
It requires resources to develop.
It would cost, yes. So it would require resources to develop. Okay, and then 7.
Gather input from the staff.
D. D. And then last one, 8. I think B.
I didn't wrote this answer anyway.
No, so this is inference-based question. There was nowhere mentioned that you could have written about it. So this is inference-based. And yes, you're right. So basically, if you remember a very small detail from the very start, from the very start, they were talking about this new software for clients database. Okay, so that gives an idea that it's not higher education, definitely. It's not healthcare, public healthcare. Okay, so clients database where they need to, and they also have Paul from IT. If it's higher education or healthcare, they don't need the IT department as much. Scientific research, it was not as technical. So that leaves with A, business services. Okay, clients databases are majorly kept and recorded in business services. So let's do something similar. Let's try part 5 for you guys. Again, remember to, okay, so I would ask you guys to take your own notes this time. Remember, for the first few minutes, you're going to listen to the main idea. Why are these people meeting each other, right? For example, are they discussing? Are they having a problem for which they're brainstorming? Are they having an announcement to which everyone is reacting? If, let's say, this is an announcement, how is everyone reacting? Are they happy? Are they sad? Why are they happy? Why are they sad? If they're discussing, so who is giving what opinion? Who is giving what suggestion? Who agrees with what suggestion? So that is what you're listening for. Okay, are you ready? Can I play you the audio?
Yeah.
Okay, listen to this.
You will watch a conversation among 3 people. There are 2 men and 1 woman. They are friends who have run into each other in a neighborhood coffee shop. This is Ryan. This is Nadine. This is Josh.
That's a great idea. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh.
Oh, hey Nadine. Hey Ryan.
Hey.
Didn't see you guys there. What are you up to?
We're going to get iced coffees. It's so warm out today. What are you up to?
Oh, just doing some reading, waiting for the bus to take me up to the campus. Did you guys see this article on the new program they're making for the homeless in our neighborhood? Apparently, they're going to be creating an extreme weather center for when the temperature drops below -2.
Oh, I heard about this. Somebody at work was talking about it. It's that church up the street. They offer a variety of services, but the main one is they have a place for up to 15 people to sleep when it's cold outside. I think that's fantastic.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it kind of scares me to have all those people so close to our house. And they're always leaving trash everywhere. You know, when they put that homeless center next to my brother's house, he got his car broken into.
Really? That's awful. I mean, I don't see this really causing a spike in crime. I think it's mainly just for the people that are already living on the street in the neighborhood. Like, you know that guy, Clarence, who comes in here all the time for coffee? I think I'd feel better knowing that he has a place to sleep at night.
I agree. I've been thinking about volunteering at this place. I mean, they need help making dinner sometimes. What do you think, Nadine?
I don't know. To be honest, Clarence kind of scares me. I mean, he can be really loud when he comes in here sometimes. But I know he needs a place to sleep when it's cold out, and he's not the only one. Maybe I should volunteer too.
I think so. I mean, it would be a great opportunity for us to learn more about the neighborhood. I just don't know what we do to sign up.
Well, it says here that there's an information meeting on volunteering tomorrow night at the church at 6 o'clock. If you guys are going, I'll come too. Maybe I could even invite some of my classmates.
Well, I have wanted to do some more work with the community. I mean, I've just never volunteered for anything before. It would be fun if you two were there. Okay, let's do it.
Sounds great.
Okay, so let's have a look at the questions for this one. How would you answer the first one?
It's A.
A.
A, to provide safe shelter in the community.
Right. Okay, then it's question number 2.
When it's freezing outdoors.
When it's freezing outdoors. After dinner time is very specific. So, and also something that we did not clearly hear. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. is the volunteering, is the sign up time. And when the new church opens, makes no sense. So it will be open when it's freezing outside. Third one.
Prepare meals. B.
Prepare meals. And then fourth one.
Is C.
C, personal safety.
Personal safety. Now, B is a trick option because you clearly heard the brother's car and she said that, oh, it was my brother's car was broken into. But, that was something that happened in the past. So she is unsure about the new program because she is concerned about personal safety. She is not worried that it will be poorly organized, and that is not the reason for her to be, anxious about it. So she is concerned about personal safety because of option B. Okay. If you have any question as to why is it not option A or option C, so just let me know and then we'll discuss that. So what about fifth one?
He's excited.
Excited or
Excited.
Okay, so Papula, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. You're right. It is D, approving. It's not excited because you see, he's not overly joyous about it. He's not like, yay, it's going to happen, but rather he's more like that, oh, it's a good thing that it's happening.
Yes.
So he is more rather approving rather than exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then sixth one?
Sixth one is A.
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 Clearly. A. Seventh.
Seventh is B.
Okay. Do we have anyone else? Do we have the same answer for seventh?
Yes, college student.
College student.
College student, because there was this very tiny detail at the very start that he was waiting for his bus to drop him off at the campus. So that suggests college student. And then eighth.
Eighth is C.
To volunteer for the shelter.
Volunteer for the shelter.
To volunteer for the shelter.
Oh, okay.
To join the information session, not so much. It's not an information session. The information was given in the newspaper, which said about the volunteering time. So it is B.
B. Okay.
All right. Easier when you understand the structure, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Any question from this part?
So for the fifth question, so Josh's attitudes towards the program, like all the answers are like it's not critical. We can write off that. He's not excited, but from concerned and approving, um, I actually choose the concerned one. So it's like the both are like same, right? Like he's a little bit concerned about the so how did we go to the correct answer here?
I think you're talking about how is he concerned about Clarence or about the homeless people. He is
Yes.
concerned about the homeless people, but you
Yeah.
see, the question is not asking about his attitude towards the homeless people, but rather his attitude towards the program. So with the program, he's not concerned. Consent basically means
Um,
vary, right? So yeah, with the program, he's not very about it. He's not like that. I don't know. Should we not? It sounds a bit off. He's not like that, and he's not excited either. Excited would have different vocabulary. Excited would have vocabulary like stoked. I'm so happy about it. I can't wait for it. So that would be excited. Approving is more like that, it's a good thing. Let's do that. It's an important thing to have. He's more like that. So the question here is asking about towards the program and not the homeless people. So he is approving towards the program. He thinks that it should happen. Does that answer your question?
yes, yes. If it is about the people who don't have a shelter, yes, it will be concerned. This
Then
is
that would
about the
be
program.
concern.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Okay, so while we're at it, let's quickly do part 6 as well. Now, what are your what is your take on part 6? Like, for example, Aman, how do you take notes on part 6?
Uh, I I mostly listen. Then what I do is like I put first the speaker name, and then how many people have their own viewpoint. Then I wrote the name, and then I just put like their ideas, what they share, like agree, disagree. So like that's how I take. But I'm mostly
Okay.
focused on more on listening.
Okay, so you'd rather listen more than write. That
Mm.
works. That works, but make sure that you do write about the specific reasons of why someone agrees or disagrees.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you
Mm.
have mentioned, the audio moves exactly like that. What's the structure is, again, for the first few seconds or even minutes, you would listen to the main idea. This one is about cycling in the city. We have not yet done this, have we? Okay.
We have done this.
Cycling in the city, right? I also feel like we've done this. Then let's do this one. Wait. Just a second. Okay, so let's do this one. So you will hear a presentation about a social responsibility. So how would it look like? Is first you're going to have the main idea, what is this about, and then moving on, you would have different names, and it could be names, it could be people, it could be even organizations. So do not just wait for names. That let's say Jamie Lou agrees, so you're going to write Jamie Lou and then put a tick mark. It could be organizations, it could be offices, it could be a vast umbrella term as professionals, lawyers, doctors. So how to take notes for here? First, the main idea, again, keyword. Then let's say the audio suggests that Richard Clarence agrees about it. So do not go for the whole name. Don't write Richard Clarence, but rather RC would do, because again, they're not going to ask you for the name, who agrees. But rather they would ask you that Clarence agrees because. So this information is not as much, you could say, necessary or vital as you would think, but rather why is more necessary. Why does Richard Clarence agree? So let's write that down. And then the second point of view, let's say Monica has a second point of view and she disagrees. So again, you are listening to why does he disagree, but majorly you're listening for a comparison. How is her opinion different from Richard? So the questions are majorly going to ask you about the difference in opinions and not exactly the opinion of the other person. Let me show you what I'm talking about. For example, again, for the first time, I'm going to pause a lot.
The sole responsibility of a corporation, according to economist Milton Friedman, is to make money. A corporation exists to serve its shareholders, that is, any entity which owns any part of the company, whose goal is to increase the value of their investment in that company.
Okay, so what's the main idea so far? What is the whole idea about, audio about?
Investment.
Investment, okay. Anyone else?
To make money, value of investment, their shareholders like any entity. So just they want to make it profitable.
Right, okay. Let's continue. So basically, they're talking about how money is supposed or to go to the shareholders. How money is a corporate, the whole part of corporate or the whole point of corporate is to for the money to go to the shareholders. So let's listen further.
As long as the decisions made by a company's executives further this aim, a corporation is fulfilling its duty. Profits aside, if a company's actions harm its employees, customers, the community, or the environment, surely this must be problematic. In recent decades, more people.
So very simple. What is problematic? If it hurts the employees, right? If it hurts the society. Okay.
This must be problematic. In recent decades, more people have realized that these affected groups, known as stakeholders, deserve consideration in corporate decision-making. In contrast to Friedman's shareholder view, the stakeholder view contends that corporations have an obligation to integrate social and environmental concerns into their business model. For example, corporations should contribute to community development, pay respectable wages, or donate to worthy causes. For Milton Friedman, however, addressing social issues is the responsibility of the government, not corporations.
Okay, so we've got so far it was the main idea, and it was also the point of view of the corporate as well, the corporate sector, that how should it benefit the stakeholders, how should it benefit this entity, and when does it become a problem. But then we have the concept of, the contrary concept by Friedman, who says that, taking care of society or social project is the work or the responsibility of government and not the corporate sector. So let's listen further. Okay, let me play it throughout. I would want you guys to listen to the Friedman's full opinion on this and why does he think so, and then the contrasting opinions as well, if there are any. So listen to this.
Social issues is the responsibility of the government, not corporations. Asking companies to spend revenue on social welfare is akin to imposing taxation on shareholders. Friedman makes it clear that corporations are not public servants and so are not responsible to the public. What's more, a corporation, as an artificial construct, does not have moral or social responsibilities in the same sense as people. For Friedman, the sole social responsibility of a corporation is to maximize profits while obeying the law. Ethicist Margaret White says Friedman is right in one sense. While it would undoubtedly be kind for a rich company to give money to a community struggling economically, we can no more require a company.
Hello.
Hi, just a second. I think it stopped.
Yeah.
to hand out donations in one sense. While it would undoubtedly be kind for a rich company to give money to a community struggling economically, we can no more require a company to hand out donations than we can require a person to give money to someone on the street who asks for change. Charity should not be mandated. White points out that in many cases, however, corporations are inextricably linked to social or environmental problems. Many companies, for example, find legal loopholes to irresponsibly dispose of their waste. Though they manage to skirt the law, companies, just like people, should be held morally responsible for the consequences of their actions. Interestingly, whether companies agree or disagree with White, it's now in their interest to adopt a socially responsible position. With the rise of ethics-influenced consumerism, shoppers are demanding that products be produced with the concerns of laborers, animals, and the environment in mind. Sadly, as a byproduct, this has also given rise to a form of greenwashing in advertising, where companies market themselves with an environmentally friendly image for the sole interest of increasing sales.
Okay, so what do you guys think? We already understood what the main idea is, but who agrees and who disagrees with the main idea, and why? What point of views or what viewpoint do they have? Papula, would you like to start? Would you like to share your thoughts?
Well,
And I
what I
please go ahead.
it seems the little I could grab, because I have some little distraction here. Margaret seems to agree with fragments, Newton fragments. I think both of them are on the same page. That government should be held responsible for social responsibility, not corporation. Corporation are more after profit. It's the government responsibility it is the government responsibility to take care of public servants. And then Margaret agrees. And the same thing, White. Maybe White is another entity or it's Margaret White. I didn't pick that way, but Margaret and Fragment seems to be on the same page. That's the little I could grab.
Okay, that's a lot. Aman, Ariela, what about you guys?
I will
Aman, go
For
ahead.
me, I didn't really grab the names very well, but I saw people's opinion, like
Okay,
I
so you
missed so
see,
many
names
things. I was distracted.
are not as important, because then again, you would be asked names, but you're not going to be asked that who was the person who said this. You would already be given names, so even initials would do, or even the last name would do. That's it. You just need to understand the opinions or the difference of opinions. Okay, and Aman, what about you? What were you saying?
from starting from the speaker when they said that company make profit, how the stakeholder make decision obligation related to social, and the companies should move focus like on community development or wages, but that Friedman Milton, he said like it's not a responsibility of company, it's a responsibility of government, and as companies keen to taxation, and they should obey law and maximize profit. And Martha agree on one of the view from Milton, that charity should not be mandate, and rich company should more be kind, and small company should not, like this. And later on they discuss about like the sales obligation, social positions.
Right. Okay. So let's have a look at the questions. So how would you answer the first one?
The first one looked either from B or C.
C. Spend
Spend
money
money
on
on community
And
projects.
projects.
C. Spend
yeah,
money on community-based
right.
projects. You're right. Okay, and question number 2.
I think it's B. Contrast the duties of
It is B, but why do you think so? How would you explain this?
Hmm.
when they were trying to say that government,
Yeah.
uh, the corporation's responsibilities is not about taking care of social issues. That
Hmm,
it is the duty of the government.
Yeah.
It was trying to separate their duties.
Right. Okay. And then the third one.
Um, so for the second one, B is correct, right?
Second one is B. Yes. Third one.
Uh, it looked like D
It is D. But again, explain your choice. Why or how is it D?
because when she said that charity should not be mandate
Yes.
and rich companies like is- should like serve as per their kindness. So that what I heard, and I
All
just
right.
I had that too. Charity should not be mandatory.
Yes, yes. Perfect. And then the fourth one.
right.
C.
Unfairly blamed for problems. It's not wrong, but it's not close either.
I think it's A. They are supportive of developing communities.
No, it's not A either. Supportive of developing communities.
It
Do we have
looked
any other option?
either from B or D. It looked like,
It's
but it
D.
was
It's
D.
not
D.
B either. It is D. They
Yeah.
are able to avoid moral obligations.
Oh,
Corporations avoid moral obligations. Okay, and then the fifth one.
support
D.
socially
Are
responsible.
doubtful of messages in marketing.
What did you say? A. Did you say A?
I said A.
D.
Are doubtful of messages in marketing. Not really. More people nowadays.
So it looked A.
That's A.
So social.
A. They support socially responsible
Socially
companies. They're more
Yeah.
aware, and yeah, they support social responsible companies. And then the last one, sixth one.
Yeah. Mm. It looked A.
Not really, no.
Okay. Then I don't have idea. Um,
C.
How about
Sometimes
C?
I think it's
C
C.
is right,
C.
Yeah,
but
sometimes
how would you justify?
misrepresentations of products. Yes.
How would
That
you
is
justify?
tricky ones.
They said advertise to increase sales at the end of the audio.
Hmm.
Exactly. So in part 6 as well, this is what I meant to say as well, that just like in part 4, part 5, almost in every part, listening to the very end is very important, because at the end, one of the question could ask about the speaker's personal opinion or speaker's viewpoint. So there would be no name attached to it. There'd be just, yeah, exactly. There would be no name attached to it, but that would again be counted as a separate opinion. And that would usually come at the end of the audio. Okay. All right. So I hope listening would have listening or the new strategies would help you. Do try this out again, or right after this very session, you're listening again. Okay. Focus on the strategies, or the points that we've just learned. Speaking, or sorry, listening, and even speaking as well. You must observe that it becomes easy when you can predict what is happening, when you can predict what to listen for. If you're just blindly listening to the audio, taking notes blindly, it's not going to help you as much. But rather understanding and knowing that, okay, now I'm going to listen to a viewpoint, now I'm going to listen to like a suggestion. So that would help you. All right. All right. Okay. I am a bit distracted by the baby. God, I love baby so much. Okay, any other questions? I think, Harriet, that was originally your question. So are you now, has it become more easier for you to take notes for listening, or
Yes, 4 and 5 is okay, but 6 I didn't able to answer like earlier.
in this one, actually, this is like, this was very technical. So do not, for technical, the strategy is not a bit different. For technical, it's just practice and it's just quick note taking, right? For what happens is that you would have difficult words or very technical language. So you cannot rely on comprehension a bit too much, but rather you'd be relying more on how fast are you able to take information. So the strategy would remain the same. The note taking would remain the same. So you're listening for main idea, and then who's agreeing and how do the other person's idea differ from the other person. So this is all just practice. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, let's take it. Let's take it up one more time in the next session. For now, I guess we can start with the grammar session for today. Any other questions from this part?
Sorry?
Any other question from this part?
Yeah, yeah. Sure. Let's move to the grammar.
Yeah, give me a second while I pull up a document. So in today's session, we're going to talk about relative clauses. Wait. Yeah, relative clauses and what we call reduced clauses. So when you read